for that as well.
Unemployment. Check for Trump.
All right. Let's get to the next step, the next thing that we were going to talk about, which was, did we say, no, I wasn't COVID. It was, what did we say? Well, so it wasn't COVID. What was the next one, Josh? We want to talk about...
Yeah, we talked about the Dow Jones, unemployment, and we're going to talk about the mishandling
of COVID. How has affected the American economy.
Mm-hmm.
From a number standpoint, everything went down.
Everything.
We only looking at America's economy right now, but I would be one to say that if you looked at it on a worldwide scale, you would see a dip with other countries, but it won't be so long.
Right.
Like you'll see a dip, but that dip won't be for 8 months.
Right.
It might be for like a month or two, or 3 months, and it dip, and then it start gradually going back up.
Step on back up.
But when you look at America's mishandling of COVID-19, everything dipped. Everything. When I mean everything, the Dow Jones dipped. The GDP tanked.
Plummeted.
Everything has been going down. But let y'all in on something real quick. So we're gonna talk about manipulation real quick of the economy. If I'm a millionaire and everything is now on sale, and if it was put on sale by design, would I not be a happier millionaire?
Yes. So
I want y'all to get into the mentality of this time frame that people that look for crashes, how they think. They're not thinking about the crash. They're saying it's gonna crash anyway. They're thinking about during this time of crisis, how can I capitalize?
Yo, I would fucking Kev, I love you, because that was my next comment. Like, one thing I love about 2020, like it put a lot of pressure on. I'm not gonna say I'll say it. It put a lot of pressure on the middle class. Okay, because the middle class is in a position where they're carrying all of the weight, basically, for the country, corporate, and the impoverished.
So I want, because I want to pause real quick. You can finish your point, but I want people to understand this. Just because you make 6 figures a year, don't mean you're not part of the middle class.
Facts.
You have an upper middle class, a middle class, and a lower middle class, but they all part of the middle.
The middle, right?
For some reason, people who make 6 figures or more, in their mind, they believe that they exempt, and you're not. Because if you're making 6 figures, but you're paying half of that in taxes, you're not exempt.
You're not.
You still got a big bill.
You're not even making 6 figures.
And so you have to start taking on the strategies and the mindset of the people who are in that other percentile. And if you don't, it's almost like playing Monopoly.
It is. And fuck Monopoly. The game of Monopoly is ownership. Period. Like if you...
So yeah,
like think about that.
Finish your point though, because you
right. I'm going back to it.
Okay, cool.
Like think about that. In Monopoly, if you don't own shit, you're always paying. Always, every time you roll, you will have to pay somebody.
Yeah.
Right? Because none of the spaces on the board are yours.
And you're gonna collect the $200. See, people fall in love with the $200.
Look, your $200 is your bi-weekly check, people.
People that fall in love with $200 do not pass go. So with that being said,
wait. So Kev, you said you got to adopt the mindset of a different demographic. That's exactly my point. Mm-hmm. If the other building is winning, you need to fucking figure out what the other building is doing. Right? So if everybody is in the Kev, shut up. Because if everybody in the other building are business owners and you don't own a business, you're fucking losing. I'm sorry. If everybody in the other fucking building knows how to invest in tax shelters and you don't, you're fucking losing. That's why you pay 30 fucking % in taxes.
It's a lot too.
Period.
That's a lot.
So, mister, I make $100,000, but I pay $30,000 in fucking taxes, so I bring home 70.
And you really don't bring home that.
And you really don't even, because
that's how much you. Look, we'll get to our tax episode next. So with that being said, Trump. What was it? Handling COVID-19?
Total fucking fail.
X.
Total fail.
We could go down the laundry list because it's a whole list of things where you fail. But this is the thing, everyone. I bet they still capitalize off of it. So understand
Kev, when you own shit, you are in a better position as far as leverage to come out the other end winning.
Understand it was a failure, but they're gonna make it a win in the end. I promise you. I promise you. I promise you these stocks right now. Look, this entire time people's like, Kevin, you invest. I was like, no, not yet, because I'm gonna tell you why. It's gonna crash.
It's gonna die
in America.
Yeah,
it's gonna go. We think it's bad now. Just wait a month. Wait about a month. All right. So with that being said, failed with handling the COVID-19.
Failed. Wages.
Wages. Average hourly wages, earnings dollars per hour adjusted for inflation. Trump killed it.
Killing it.
I'm talking about killing it in a good way. Like
killing it.
Like they went up.
So
they went up. I mean,
Kev, let's look at this. Let
me say the numbers first.
Yeah. Give
In
them the stats.
2016, they were around $25 per hour, average dollars per hour. But when we got to 2020, we went to $30 an hour. Now, if you look at it's been adjusted for inflation, so it's almost like apples to apples, kind of.
Yeah.
So yeah, he did.
This is amazing. This is amazing because, like I know in the minority community, in the black community, Trump is looked at as an incompetent president.
Don't let that fool y'all. Like, man, listen.
Okay, so how can this be? How can the media portray him as being an incompetent? My initial words I want to use are business owner, because I know that America is a business. Like, how can media portray him as an incompetent business owner, but the numbers don't match up to that?
Because people don't understand what it means to be in business. Like, when you can almost create your own chaos in business, but you can also create your own control. So when you understand how to run a company, you can create the chaos in this country, but you can also create the controls for it too.
Yeah.
And so because you can understand how to do both.
When you know how to do both?
Put like this, with these economic numbers we read right now, nothing is by accident. The only thing that's by accident is COVID-19. But everything else was very controlled.
I'm not even saying that COVID was a...
But that goes against your premise earlier.
No.
Okay, cool.
No.
Cool.
If we roll back the tape, I said, somebody knew. Right? Like,
I got you.
Because I was born in 1990, and I'm living in a world, grew up in a world where privacy really never existed. Not since the advent and the maturity of the internet. Like, there's nothing that you can hide, right? So with that being said, somebody knew about COVID in 2019.
All right. Let's get to the next indicator.
Yeah.
Poverty rate in 2019. It dropped.
It's dropping.
It continued to drop. The poverty rate did.
Like, when you know how to run a business, running a country is easy. Now you just got 350 million employees.
Now, Trump lied and said that he had the largest poverty drop in the history of the United States.
Course.
That was a lie.
Of course.
But he did.
I mean, it was up there.
It did drop. Now it's at 10.5%.
It's up there.
It dropped. And I'm actually... I mean, it's hard to argue that, but this is not the podcast for this, but today's podcast not. But who did it drop for? So, Josh, with everything that we found out today, have we? Because I feel like this podcast is. I want people to really go, because this is time to vote. It's time to go vote. I'm telling y'all right now, I am voting this year. I will say publicly that during the Hillary and who was last?
Hillary and Trump.
Hillary and Trump, I didn't vote. Not because I don't believe in voting, because I've been voting since I had the right to. It was just that year from a country standpoint. Yeah. But I want the Jefferson. So I didn't vote during Hillary in the Hillary and Trump because as a black man in this country, I couldn't bring myself to vote. If that makes sense, like.
Oh, I totally understand.
It was very hard for me to.
I didn't
vote.
I didn't vote in that election in 2016. I didn't vote in that election.
It was very hard because sometimes being woke has this thing. When you're woke, you can get tired.
Like ignorance is bliss.
Yeah, it is.
Knowing is pain.
It is. So when you're like this woke person.
Wait, I want y'all to fucking get this because I really feel like people are missing this.
Better hear what I just said, did they?
Like not knowing, like ignorance is bliss. Knowing is pain, right?
It can be.
No.
It can't. No, because I'm at a different level now. It's not painful anymore.
No. Like, but you didn't skip over the painful part.
Okay, got you.
Like,
you know, we gotta use words.
Yeah.
The words gotta match.
No, I said what I said.
Got you.
Like ignorance is bliss. Knowing is pain. You can't get past the pain part. Like you can ascend.
You're right. You're gonna have the pain.
You're gonna have to go through that.
Ascension is different.
Right.
I got you. I just really in that year, it really, I'm gonna say hurt my feelings, bro. Like that year hurt my feelings as a man because it was like you're asking me to vote, but even this, my feelings was hurt last time I was angry. Mm-hmm. This time I'm not angry, but you know what I'm saying, my feelings are still hurt.
Yeah.
But I feel like I know what's necessary, in a sense. So, yeah, I'm voting this year.
I'm not.
And that's the and
you
don't gotta explain why.
No, and I will. Just on the basis of the past two presidential campaigns, I think my energy. Just speaking for me, my energy would be better suited in other avenues to affect change in my community than checking the box, right?
I can
right. Not to say that voting doesn't have its place. It does. I think our system is fucked up, and it is in a 1-to-1 ratio as far as what we say and what happens, right?
The 1-to-1 ratio is money. that's the 1-to-1
because
ratio.
America is a business. And so what I'm saying is like, okay, I'll take that back because I am voting. I don't give a fuck who wins the presidency, right? I'll vote for my local people.
Gotcha. That makes sense. That makes sense.
I vote for my local because, like, I know the person who's running for Arkansas State Rep. I know her personally, right? Like, I can talk to her, right? Like Tracy Steele, I've known him for 10 plus years. I know him.
Gotcha.
Right? Well, I know, it's relative or whatever, right?
But
the thing I'm saying,
is,
like, it's more access. Yeah, it's access, right? There's a closer relationship to these things, right? So I'll vote for those, but the very fact that the people didn't put Trump in lets me know that this system isn't what it's sold to be. Okay? Because there's no way that you can tell me in fucking first, second, third, fifth, all through grade school that your vote determines who the presidency is. We vote, and our votes aren't correlating with what actually happens in the election. Because mind you, Trump didn't get in by popular vote.
He got in by electoral college.
And people say this like, oh, Josh, we still got him in. No, sir, ma'am. Like, make it make sense. If our votes are in correlation with the Electoral College, and the Electoral College then decides by way of our votes who the presidency is, there should never be a situation where what we want, the people, and what the Electoral College wants are two different things.
I don't think people realize this, Josh. We live in what's called a democratic republic.
Period.
Like, I want y'all to...
Like, once you vote for somebody else to speak for you, it's no longer a democracy, people. I'm sorry. Like, you've been lied to your entire life. And what I mean by that is you've only been told half the story.
You have.
Right? A democratic
republic.
We can fucking Google every goddamn thing else, but the shit that matters, we just take, as a grain of salt.
Thank you so much.
Right? Once you vote somebody as a representative of you, you no longer have a voice.